Hey guys, it's Chessmaster Stream, and today don't know what to do, but I know for sure that in Latvia it's already snowing, so nice and white weather outside. I really enjoy it because it puts away a little bit of depression, once it's all gray and with the dirt, so it's not that enjoyable weather. So with a little bit of snow, it's all more brighter, so uh, the feeling more of a Christmas now. And well, we could do some tactics or also a chess game today. Not really sure how to start. So maybe just with some lessons. Oh, not the lessons. I've done many of those. So let's just go and play some chess puzzles. So there we go. As we see now, last three puzzles I succeeded. Previously I had a little rough path, so hopefully I will be able to continue my win streak. So let's get into it. I'm not really going to pause anything or so on. Just it's a black to move, so let's try to figure out what's going on in this position. First thing, so rook. I could take the rook there with the bishop on my rook. So it's black to move, guys. Okay, so bishop can take bishop. What else? Do we have checks? Queen a1 check. Actually, possibly leads to a checkmate, or does it? So yeah, their king is a little bit exposed, so we could take advantage of that. And well, if I'm forced, I don't need to be worried about my e8 hanging rook. Also, if they capture it, it will come with a check. So let's say I start with a queen a1 check. King has only one move, but they can also block with the rook or queen on a d1 or a c1. So that would just give me a piece. They wouldn't do that, so let's say king goes to f2. So basically king has no other moves, and I don't see a good way for me to keep going unless so another thing, if I take their rook, they will take it back with a pawn and promote to queen, so that will lead me to losing game. So I think I have to try for a checkmate. So checkerino, king up. Not really something I would enjoy. So maybe just bishop takes bishop, pawn takes back, and then queen takes pawn. So I'm almost out of a really slippery situation. I would have three pawns over here to play with, but still they have this pawn. Queen would be defending it, and I think they can manage to promote it. So this should be some kind of a checkmate puzzle. Really feels like it. So there is basically only two moves. So either it's a bishop takes bishop on c6 or queen a1 check, because bishop takes will protect my rook. If I don't protect my rook, rook takes rook with a check, I would have to run up with the king. So that leads me to I don't know, they would just sacrifice the rook even, king takes back and then promote with a check, or something like that. So yeah, but I don't see a follow-up with the queen a1. I just take my queen away from the action, and that's really bad. So what else? If rook takes rook, they take back with a check. I run up. If bishop takes bishop, pawn takes back. And if queen takes pawn, they can just take my queen since this rook is pinned. That's no good. And okay, well, I need to figure out what I'm playing for. Either it's a win or a draw. So this is a tactic, so I'm not playing for a loss. So maybe it's a play for a draw. So let's just pretend queen a1 check, king up, and if queen h1, just a preparation move, a rook would take my rook with a check, king up to h7, and they don't have another check. Oh, they have rook h8 check, I take back, and they promote the pawn with a check again, king up, and they can even take my bishop at this point. So okay, feels like I need my rook, queen and bishop to hold the position on my side of the board, because I have two passed pawns, so c and a pawn, they both could be future queens. Yeah, this is tricky. So bishop takes bishop, pawn takes back, and queen takes. That's it. Oh boy, I spent like 5 minutes of thinking and then coming back to my original idea. Well, queen takes pawn doesn't work because I'm losing the rook. It comes with a check, and then I have to take it. So losing not only rook and also a queen. So obviously that doesn't really work. Oh boy, I've been overcomplicating things again. Oh boy. So what if rook takes rook, pawn takes back with a check, and queen takes? Maybe that's it. So bishop would be taking my bishop, and I would take back, or queen d4, pinning the queen, so they would have to defend, and it would force the queen straight, or they would just take and I take back. That means I could be winning this one because of my past pawns, you know. So let's try rook takes rook. Got nothing to lose, right? Oh yeah, there we go with a check. So now I think yeah, this is the only logical move, so let's do it. Oh, okay, and it's solved. Wow, look at the puzzle rating, 20/35. So wow, you know, this is something that usually 17 or 1600 rated players uh, can't solve, because the idea here was not that simple. So yeah, it was a little bit deeper, because now let's say okay, this bishop is protected, so they make some random move. Queen d4 is forcing queen straight, and imagine now queens are off the board, so this guy, my a pawn, in 4 moves is another queen, and big chances it might be also coming in with a check. So yeah, well, this took longer than I expected, and yeah, well, let's do another one, since somehow I managed to solve it. Let's do one more. So it is a black to move. First thing, let's figure out what's it all about. So is it a checkmate? Is it some kind of a material win or something else? So first thing, I already see there is a couple of checks. So queen a b1 check, also rook a g5 check would be quite strong, I think. What else? There is a pawn check. Well, there is a queen b5 check, but let's rule that out. It just gives up the queen. So with what to start, guys? So let's say I'd like to activate the queen and check here. They would just take my pawn, right? Or block with their queen. So that's no good. I think I need to start either with a rook or a pawn check. So one or the other. So those pawns are really controlling all the 6th rank. So maybe it's a preparation move. Also I have a queen d3 check. Is that losing stuff for them? If they block with a queen or rook? my rook comes down with a checkmate. So if they try to run, oh yeah, running idea. So let's say queen d3. King has two moves: take the pawn or run to e5. So if king takes pawn, I can come in with the rook check. So king has now another square, so g4 to work with, and imagine queen is still on d3, so king could go on the side or on e5. So let's say king goes on the side. So then what next? Can I just slide down with the queen check? And well, it's gonna be checkmate, I guess. King up, or if king somewhere else, it's gonna be mate with the rook on h2. So just trying to put the pieces together. I think queen d3 should be a move I start with. It really activates the queen. Well, it gives up this pawn, but truth to be said, it doesn't really have a lot of things to do. So well, let's quickly go through a pawn check. So pawn check, king has a move to f6 now, and also e5, e4. So a couple of options for king. This is also interesting thing to be looked at. So yeah, I'm not sure why they're giving me such strong puzzles. Maybe it's because the more puzzles you solve, the more stronger they bring to you, you know. So pawn check is also something to consider. Not really seeing it through, so if it comes down, I don't even have, okay, I don't have follow-up actually, no more checks. Alright, so let's rule out pawn check and let's check a rook to g5 check quickly. So what this does, king has to run up, and queen e2, is that a mate? It's not checkmate just because king can take the pawn. So let's say rook g5, king e4, queen e2, check, king takes the pawn. So how can I finish this? Well, my rook could go back to g4 since the queen is defending, and give another check. So king has only move f5, and now I can bring in the queen for checkmate, and I think that's really forced, as forced as it gets, right? Or not. No, it's what? Oh, okay. Anyways, that rook move down there is pretty sweet. So again, I spent like 5 minutes thinking the same idea over and over again, but previously it worked out fine. So queen d3 is definitely a move that allows them to block with a rook or with a queen, so activating their pieces that are really away from a king. So I wouldn't like to see that. I would like to see rook g5 forcing them to do stuff, so they have to go up, and I could even go with a pawn check. They could go down here then. No, I'm not sure I want to do a pawn check, but I'm pretty sure I want to come in with the queen. Alright, so let's say checks king up, queen here once again, calculating everything. So king can take the pawn, and I have now a couple moves to follow. So yeah, one of the best ideas was rook up to give another check, so trying not to lose the calculation here. So king has to move, and king moves down, queen cannot come in because of the other queen. So, and I still have to defend the rook. That's a little bit tricky. Alright, losing myself somewhere, so not easy to comment and think because I haven't done this puzzle never in my life, so it's not that simple. So guys, if you have solution for this one, feel free to write down in the comment section, so I'm gonna check it out. Maybe you managed to solve this one faster than I did. And okay, so rook down, or queen in. Well, rook down doesn't lose this pawn, at least not immediately. So if queen in first and they block with some piece, rook down almost brings a checkmate, almost, so king can take that thing. Can I be winning a piece? I'm not sure about that. Also gotta be careful of rook h8 checkmate, so that thing. So okay, I think I'm gonna play the rook check. Doesn't lose a pawn at least, right? So if I fail, I fail. Okay, I'm gonna deal with it. So okay, whew. Alrighty, now couple of checks here, actually like ton of checks. So need to find the best one. So pawn up, queen here, queen on the other side, queen down here. Yeah, well, a lot of queen checks. My first idea was queen e2, just to go closer to the king. Their replay, just taking the pawn, the only move. So then I have a couple options. I would like to check with the rook now. So they have to go down, and then should be some kind of a last move. I'm not really seeing it because f3 is defended by their queen, so it's a bit tricky. And pawn up, then king has place to run. So let's say queen e1 with a check. Well, that allows them to run on the both sides, so I don't want to see that. I want to be as forced as possible, so queen e2 is really forcing them to move on the f4 square. And well, after that I could try for queen g4, so they should have to move only on the e3 square with the king. Kind of feels like I'm letting them go, but okay, let's say queen h3 check, and if they go down, there is no rook g2 check because again their queen is guarding the light square diagonal. So maybe I'm overthinking again. Yeah, okay, well, queen on the g or h, h1 or g2, also gives up this pawn and lets the king run. So the most forced move would be queen e2, so they will take the pawn. Well, let's work from there, I guess. Alright, well, guessing is one thing, right? Now I need to be careful because queen is under fire from the rook. Also they are threatening checkmate for us, so something I couldn't see how to finish this. So my original idea was rook g4, but that allows them to run down. Or maybe then it's a pawn check. and then the okay, yeah, rook g4, king f5, pawn to g6 with a check, so king has only move, right? f6, and then I can come in with a checkmate. I think I can. So queen f2 will be checkmate. No, it's okay, rook f4. Is it? Yeah, well, they will be able to. Okay, let's see it on the board. I think I have the right idea. So now I need to keep the queen on e file just so the king cannot escape. So a rook check should be played, and now I'm pretty sure it's a pawn check. So as we speak now, king will have only move over here, and then I think I'm able to deliver the checkmate, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it should be, because they will not be able to take the pawn since the rook is also defending it. So that's pretty cool. Checkmate, guys. Wow, wow. All right, two tough ones. This one again over the 2000, so 2015 rated puzzle. Pass rate only 49.3%. All right, well, just to keep this video a little bit shorter, I'm gonna cut it here, but yeah, I will do other puzzles as well, because this one is pretty nice. I like that they're challenging me, you know. I was almost able to see this through. This g6 pawn check I missed. That's why I couldn't see the finishing blow, but I ruled out all other moves since they gave more options to their king, to white's king, and also I wanted to be as forced as possible, so it makes the whole checkmating thing a lot easier. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and see you next time.